Alright, hello guys and welcome back to the channel. We're back with Microsoft Flight Simulator one more time, as you can tell. Well, not just one more time. But now we're going to try, based on the previous training course, we're going to try the final, which is first navigation solo. Now, I think I said in at the end of the last course that I wasn't really impressed with the training time, but let's see how this all goes and see if we can put it all together and make some sense at it. We'll pay attention to our airspeed. I think I'm gonna try to keep the aircraft at a cruise level, about 80 knots, and try to hold about 80 knots. And if we're still out of Sedona, I think we'll call our altitude probably 7,000 and go from there and see what we get. Alright, so let's go ahead and start the course. Excuse me. Alright, so let's look at these. Runway Elevations. Alright, so we're at Flagstaff. I imagine we're going back home now. Three zero. Alright. Runway 2 knots at 350 degrees. Or 35 degrees.
Are you ready for this? You are going solo on a full VFR flight. You'll be departing Flagstaff Pulliam Airport, handling every navigational step on your way to Sedona. From takeoff to touchdown, it's all you. Don't worry though. Even if I'm not with you in the cockpit, I'm always with you in spirit.
Wow. Did not need to hear that. Alright, so let's see here. So we're expected at a heading of 163 degrees from the runway. Distance 12 nautical miles. Estimated time at 6 minutes and 49 seconds. So let me pull that on screen. So waypoint 1, we're going to be on a heading of 163 to back to Munns Park. For 12.16 nautical miles, 6 minutes 49 seconds. Then we'll make a heading change of 221 degrees for 8.85 nautical miles, 4 minutes 57 seconds expected. So I guess we'll just sort of see how this all goes. Once the wheels are up, I'll go ahead and start the clock. Alright, let's get out of here. Let me set my camera the way I like it. Alright, parking brakes released. Power's on. So what we'll do is do just like we did in the first one. We'll climb to we're at 7,000 basically here. I think we'll go up to, let's go up to 8,000. We'll turn around. And once we cross over the runway, we'll make our heading change. Are our flaps? Gosh darn it. I can tell by how long it's taken us to gain airspeed. There we go. Alright, wheels up. Again, that's from it syncing with the controls. So make sure you guys reset your controls when you touch down. I was going to clean up the aircraft and then the previous course terminated. Alright, so we're going to fly runway heading about 8,000. I'm going to start adding some aft trim here. Oh hey, we actually just got an objective to reach 8,000 feet. Let me put those up here. So we're a little right of the runway, that's fine. A little stuttering, that's probably the terrain loading in. Trying to keep our climb at about 500. I'm looking here for that 500 feet per minute, watching our vertical velocity indicator. Tells us the rate that we're ascending and descending in hundreds of feet per minute. It actually works out because when we turn around, as we're approaching 8,000, I'm going to go ahead and start turning now. Start turning us around. Along in the bank there. This is where I wish VR was available, but it is what it is. Alright, so we're coming back over the runway. Set our cruise attitude. So I'm going to be looking for, you know, sucks because this is just, whoa, okay, that was too fast too. I gotta figure something better out for the trim. I really don't like the way the trim controls are. You either get a hell of a lot or you get not enough. Alright, so we're steady about 80 knots here. I really didn't want to stay at full throttle, but I guess that's what we're gonna do. Well, so we come off a little bit. Alright, so as soon as we're over the runway, which we'll call that good, our first leg is 163 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and turn for 163. There's 180, 170, 165-ish, right about there. Go. You know what? I think I am going to toggle the yoke visibility. I like being able to see it, but kind of gets in the way. We're still climbing, and I don't want to be. Stay on our heading there. I'm drifting a little bit. Oh, crap. I never started the stopwatch. Damn it. So we're doing a lot better on the return trip so far, though. Managing heading and altitude. Still climbing just a little bit. Which really requires a lot of attention to that VVI. Scenery really is amazing. I know I say that in probably every video, and I'll probably continue to do so for a while. So this is the first training course that I've really had an issue with. The other ones were a little too basic, and I felt like this one was too basic in the aspect that it didn't give us enough information. I feel like it should have been a little bit more detailed than what it was for what it's trying to teach. Intermission. Alright. Let's see where we are here. We're at 2 minutes in our flight time. Our heading should be 163 degrees still. Talk about a couple of things while we're flying here. I know that a bunch of you are complaining about, and not complaining, sorry, that's bad verbiage, are stating that you're having difficulty with your installs. Tell me more about that when you guys make your comments. What exactly are you experiencing? It'll make it a lot easier to try to help diagnose some of this, because my installation really was very simple. I bought mine from the Microsoft store. I don't know where everyone's getting theirs, if you're getting the same location. But it was literally plug and play. I mean, I told it where I wanted it to install. It installed, and off I went. It was probably less than total time was probably about, I don't know, 35, 40 minutes, nothing ridiculous, between the time it started downloading the necessary files and completing the installation to where I was up and flying in the aircraft. So tell me what some of the issues you guys are having are, and let's see if maybe we can come up with some of these solutions. Some people on high settings still talk about stutters, and again, guys, most of you are being really optimistic about it, and that's great. Do keep in mind, this is no different than any other simulator. I think people have some different misconceptions that, well, because it's Microsoft, it must be phenomenal right out of the gate. And was Windows 10? Is Windows 10? Everybody's got their quirks and things that they have to work on. So I don't know that I would give them too hard a time. It's going to take some time for things to be optimized. I think the biggest thing that's causing the stutterings, based on the behavior that I have witnessed, is the way the train's being loaded via the internet. Since it's not stored locally, and I have not dove into any of the manual caching or anything like that yet. I will be doing so. My primary goal for this week was more or less to just see what it was like straight out of the box. I didn't want to dive into all kinds of setting changes and things like that. I wanted to see how it would perform after a few days of straight out of the box. And the reason being is there are plenty of users out there and people who aren't what you would call tech savvy or setting savvy, if you will, and understand what all the different settings are and how they work and how to manipulate them. So I think a lot of people ignore a lot of that stuff, strictly based out of lack of understanding what it is. And in many ways that's a good mentality. You don't play with things you don't know what they do, kind of things. But it's just a matter of give them time. Let's see what happens after about a month or so. When we start getting some bug quashes and performance updates and whatnot. All right, so I think we're at just under, lane change here for a second. I think that's the park right there. Yeah, because it says golf club, there's the golf course. Okay, so we're on track. We're at 5 minutes 40 seconds. We were expected at 6:49, so we're about a minute early, but that's okay. So I think what we're going to do now, and that should be Sedona Airport, if I'm right. So we're at the golf course. There it is right there. So let's go ahead and actually we're going to be right on track here. And we're about 90 knots, 95 knots, so we're a little fast, honestly. We must have a good tailwind, because that wasn't like that a minute ago. I've descended a little bit, but... Alright, so we're about 20 seconds ahead of schedule here, so I'm going to go ahead and reset our clock. And I'm starting it again, so you guys can see. There we go. Okay. And let's go ahead and make our new heading of 221 degrees. So coming right. Looking for 221. Probably should put my feet back on the rudder pedals. I get lazy. I fully admit that. And there's 210. Oops, climbing in. And there is 220, and there's, give or take, 221. Alright, so let's see if we make it home. We should be home in about 5 minutes here. Just in time for dinner. Alright, let's trim the aircraft back out. I'm going to go ahead and pull off a little power here. I think we've got a tailwind going. See if I can't trim her out here. Sort of tough to trim, man. I found that tapping the trim is definitely the best. And then obviously as our speed changes, it's going to be constant adjustment. Alright. Yeah, there's our golf course right behind us. So we nailed that one. We're about 219 here, so I'm going to bring it right a little bit. We got about 5 minutes to go. We should see, and actually, you guys can see better on the monitor here. I think that's our, yeah, that's the airfield right there. So, not terrible. It worked out. Like I said, I think the only thing that I would expect from a briefing that I did not see was, you know, as I've already complained about, was the lack of desired airspeed. And let's come up here because there's a second objective. Restart the stopwatch. I already did. Maybe when I reach Sedona? Okay. But there it is. I hope we can just go in for a straight-in approach. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't really want to fly the pattern if I don't have to. It's kind of silly. I think we're just gonna come on in and go straight in. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm sort of gonna fly and talk here for a bit. I think the biggest thing is, oh cool, that's some turbulence right there. That's not me doing that. It's kind of neat. Whoa. Okay. Let's give them some time, but definitely comment below. What kind of issues are you guys having? A lot of people are, you know, I've seen 5 or 6 comments that come to mind where, you know, just saying not an easy installation, or the installation was difficult, or setup was difficult. Tell me why. What are you guys experiencing? Tell the community why. You know, let's all come into this together, kind of, and see what we can figure out. I know that. All right, so let's go ahead and restart. So I'm going to reset again. There's that. All right. Oh, Jesus. And land the aircraft. All right. So I'm just going to start pulling off now. I'm going to get us. Let's just drop the flaps now. Start trimming nose down. Maybe that much nose down. So we're looking for about 4,800 feet at touchdown. So we got a ways to descend here. I'm going to go idle on the throttle. But I am really liking it. I'm really enjoying the flight experience. Even this tutorial series, like I said, as disappointing for the lack of information as the landing or the navigation series was. Obviously it did the job. I mean, here we are, we're home, you know what I mean. The heading information obviously worked, the timing worked. I feel like it was sort of assumed that you'd be about 80 knots. That's what I pushed on the way to the golf club that back there, and we nailed it, you know. We got to really get that nose down. We're in close. We're going to come in so hot. Let's see if I can't bleed some of that speed off. Come on, baby. There's that space shuttle approach. I really want some of that speed off, so I'm trying to Up and down on her. Yeah, we're gonna float for a minute. We're just coming in way too fast. Way too fast. Alright, so let's go long on the runway. There she goes. Not too bad. We'll hit the landing target. Alright, there's wheels down. Start getting on the brakes. We're gonna make this one. Oh, baby, come on. Come on. Close enough.
Back, and well done.
Nope.
It's clear you're ready to fly anywhere on your own now. So?
Anywhere on our own now, because we flew 2 waypoints. Okay, I don't know if that's true.
Sky's the limit.
By the way, this is an absolute no-no. You don't turn around on a runway unless given explicit permission to back taxi. But, alright, so there was the navigation series completed. There's the Cessna 152 training series completed. I will say, for someone who is brand new to aviation, brand new to real-world aviation simulation, I should say, it wasn't terrible. You know, I think it's enough to spike interest, but to someone who is a complete novice, who has absolutely no understanding of all the different elements that, for example, in this situation is going to get you from one waypoint to the next on time at a specific location, I think it could pose some cause for frustration. But you know, there's also tons of resources out there, so I'm trying not to negate that fact. So anyway, one of the many things that we're going to continue to move forward with when working with MSFS 2020, you know, I think next we'll take a look at what some of the challenges are. One of the aircraft that I'm really interested in learning for this kind of thing, even VFR flying, and I know it's not really a VFR aircraft, it's truly not, but is the you know, the TBM. I've always thought the TBM is a really cool aircraft. But let's take a look at something here for a second. So let's see what else we can do here. So we got some landing challenges, bush trips. Okay, that could be kind of fun. Maybe we'll toss around some of those next. The other thing I want to do is current live event. Maybe try some of those out. We'll go through. That's just news. There's nothing there on the outside. Let's see what a fun aircraft for our next flight would be. So we got a Diamond. I don't want a turboprop. Oh, let's go over here to propellers. There we go. What do we got? I think next what we'll do is maybe what we initially did in the first video and jump in a 172. Well, the DA62 would be kind of fun too. Little twin engine. I'm not real big into the real light aircraft like that. I like something that's got a little bit of power. The little tiny guys aren't really my thing. Although, when my dad used to have his pilot's license, we used to fly the Katana. Real itty bitty thing. Looked kind of like that, honestly. That was probably about its top performance there as well. The Beechcraft. Maybe we'll try a Baron. That'd be kind of fun. Anyway, so next we will, I think we'll pick one of these aircraft. Let's go ahead and see if we can play what we've learned. We'll take the 172. We'll take the G1000. The G1000 is avionics suite, all digital screens and things like that. So that'd be kind of fun. Maybe take it over from Tucson to Phoenix or something, and tool around for a little bit and see if we can make up our own flight plan based on what we've learned, and go from there. And then I think next we'll also take a look at weights and balances, try to figure that out based on a real world experience. You guys get to find out how fat I really am. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the series. There's a lot more to come, and as Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 continues to update, obviously we're going to keep testing things out. Eventually I'd like to get into the airliners. I really wish they had our 737, but that's alright. Maybe I'll take this chance to finally learn the A320. I have it for X-Plane, and I don't think I've ever so much as fully powered it on. and I've had it for like 2 years. I know, I'm ridiculous. But anyway, guys, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Leave your questions and comments in the field below. Let me know what you're experiencing. Let me know how we can help. If there's something that you need me to do, you know, if you need me to uninstall and walk you guys through the installation process as I've done it, by all means, I will go that length for you guys. My channel is about helping everyone. I'm not just doing this for money. It's like I told someone in a previous video, I have 2,100 subscribers, and I don't think I haven't made a dime off this channel yet. So I'm not in it for the money. So I'm in it for you guys. So let me know what you guys need, and we'll make it happen. Until next time, folks, stay safe, stay healthy. See you soon.